Skyrim. A game without limits almost. A game where you can learn magic, ride a horse, jump off a cliff. Come with me now and let's answer the question that nobody asked. Can you beat Skyrim as a fisherman? We skipped the cutscene at the beginning to go ahead and make a wood elf. I had trouble naming this said wood elf, so I ended up naming him Pro Shop Bob. After our hands are cut and we're set free, take a quick look around. Most of our fighting in the early game is going to be done like this. I'm just going to be sneaking around, and Hadvar is going to be able to, kill him for us. It's pretty slow going right now. But we do manage to finally make it to Skyrim. To freedom. And the game can begin. Running right past the Guardian Stones, I knew exactly where the first fishing pole was. But unfortunately, there was an imposter there. I grabbed the book, read it, and killed the imposter. She deserved it. I proceeded to then throw her body in the water for Chum to stir up fish. I donned her clothes to complete the transformation. And thus begins our fishing journey. You have no idea how long it actually takes to fish. It takes a long time. I'm just gonna sit here and we're gonna fish in real time. This is what real time feels like. Fishing in real time sucks, let me tell you. It takes forever. I activated the quest chain, went ahead and activated the Thief Stone, gave the Thief Stone a sweet little kiss, and made my way to the next zone. I sold a bunch of crap. Oh no, I'm sorry. I stole a bunch of crap from Alvar, Hadvar's brother guy. I killed a giant with a brotherhood. I tried to find a fishing hat at Balathor's. Failed. Got sad. To quell my sadness of no fishing hat, I decided to join the Guild of Mages. I had to heal this dumb bitch with her stupid spell, and I was granted access. I felt embarrassed that I didn't know any ward spells, so he gave me one. I then followed Tolfdir into the Sarthal excavation site. It was fun. It took forever. Tolfdir, you will be sorely missed. Now with the Archmage Jazargo on our side, we're going to be able to take down all these fishes a little bit easier. Visiting the Rift-In fishery for the first time, I had to track down Swims in Deep Water. It's a very creative name. He's honestly one of the coolest looking Argonians that I've seen in this game. Like, mad dabs for that. I got my first quest from him, went outside, and got my quest from the very or whatever. I can't. You know what? I can't read. But somehow, I managed to read this note. And we took our first whack at officially being a fisherman. Thus starts the montages of me fishing up trash. God, I love trash. Let me tell you how much I love trash. So much trash. I went and decided to pick up the fishing mastery book so I could actually learn how to fish. And spent about 30 minutes reading it. I fished off the docks in Riften for a little while. I caught a slaughterfish. I caught an empty bottle of wine. A tankard. And finally, I obtained a glassfish, what I'd been looking for all along. I snuck over to this little rowboaty dock outside of Riften to take my hand at fishing once again. I caught a couple of salmon. Just a couple. Just a couple of salmon. And finally, I caught a goldfish. Reviewing my book yet again, I had to figure out which fish I was missing. I also was following where the fishery guideline told me to go. Our next target was definitely carp. I stabbed a wolf in the face. Made it to Heartwood Mill, and decided this would be my next fishing spot. Honestly, perfect fucking choice. Love those fishing boots. Stole all the stuff. It was great. I had a great time fishing at this spot. It was really pretty too. I sat here and fished for quite a while. Picked up some salmon again. Got another slaughterfish. Some perch. Some more perch. And guess what? A flagon. I took this time to reflect and pick a better spot with one of my maps. Since I was close to it, I marked it and decided to head over. This dark elf that I fought on this bridge was undoubtedly the worst enemy I'd fought so far. It was like my first boss. I sat here and fought with her for 45 minutes. I ran away as fast as I could, as many times as I could. I snuck around, I was by myself, and then Archmage J'zargo decided to pop up out of nowhere. Taking the fight back to the bridge, running around trying to dodge her fireballs. I took one to the face. I reloaded a save previously, only for Archmage J'zargo to decimate her. I found these treasure hunters on my way through. Decided to slay them both because it was fun. Took their treasure hoard and made my way to my hidey little fishy spot. Stole some of these fish right before I started fishing because it was fun. And finally started back on the journey of fishing. God, fishing is so much fun in this game. Woo, it's so much fun. Caught up another salmon. Said hello to my favorite little deer outside of Irvinstead. Made my way down over by Irvinsted's little watering hole. This is also another one of my favorite little fishing spots, and I decided to spend quite a while here even though I was picking up a lot of trash. Got me a hiss carp. Got me an ancient Nord mace. Got me a river belly. And after about 45 minutes of fishing, I had finally managed to pull up a carp, completing the quest. Oh wait, it was just one part of the quest. I still had a long way to go. I decided to keep fishing, and I pulled up some boots. Another river buddy. And a flagon. I kept going, and I managed to pull up a hide helmet. On my travels to another fishing spot, I fought a troll. It was a lot of fun. This troll beat the shit out of me, to be honest with you. It was not fun. I had to spend every ounce of my energy until I stabbed it in the face. I jumped off this little cliff. Died immediately. Decided it was better to fish somewhere else. It was nice fishing over here. This is another location that I frequented quite a lot, actually. It was pretty little nice penny out here. Real peaceful. Real peaceful. Thank you, perch. I caught another slaughterfish. I caught another silver-side perch. I caught a tankard. And some more garbage. Here's some more garbage. And some more garbage. And finally, some more garbage. I decided it was enough, so I tried my hand one more time. And switched spots. Back to the spot that I loved. Another carp. Archmage J'zargo decided to boost a turbo through the water, scaring my fish away. Caught a river buddy. Finally figuring out that I had to wait 24 hours for all of my fishing spots to respawn. Starting over from the top, I decided to sit here for quite a while to fish up as many fish as I could possibly handle in an hour. Gained another carp at the end of it, an iron helmet, a troll skull, and a salmon. Decided enough was enough, bought myself a horse, talked to Vigilance because he's a beautiful doggy, and went ahead and hopped on my pony. I kind of forget where I was going at this point in time, but I'm pretty sure it was that way where the blue arrow is. Finally arriving to the spot in which that I selected earlier, I decided it's a great time to fish. Fishing is so much fun. More carp. Spade fish. Finally done. I decided to keep fishing here for quite a while. Caught plenty of carp. And caught plenty of his carp. Caught more trash. Hold up, even more trash. Decided that I was over encumbered, and Archmage Zargo decided that he wanted to carry my things for me. Returning back to the fishing hole, I decided, let's go for it. Trash being my favorite thing to pick up, I got another tankard. Got a pair of iron boots because, God, I love trash. Fought some Forsworn on the way out. Fought a couple mud crabs when I finally found a new watering hole. Decided enough is enough and checked my map for another fishing spot. Made it over to the Blades Temple area just to unlock it for later on during the quest line. Got my ass handed to me a bunch of time by these Forsworn pieces of shit. Jesus, I hate Forsworn. They are so strong when you have no damage. My damage will not improve either because you cannot enchant fishing poles. Watching Archmage Zargo work is something of beauty. It sure is something of beauty. Yo, watch your friendly fire, bro. Figuring out that this one doesn't want to attack me from far away, I finally die to him. Thankfully, I put down a really quick save beforehand and decided enough is enough, and ran away like a little bitch. Letting Archmage Zargo handle it was more than enough. You know, that's totally my vibe. Totally my vibe. Archmage, you got it. Getting hit in the head with a gigantic ice spike, I ran away like a little bitch again. Tried to dodge the invisible ice spike aura, I have no idea where it came from. Finally figuring out that a hag raven is over here, I tried to bitch smack her with my little pole. It doesn't work out too well, and I ended up having to spam healing hands both on myself and Jizargo. Chugging as many potions, I ran to his side and healed the shit out of him. After a long drawn-out battle, Archmage Zargo and myself finally beat the shit out of this crap-ass hag raven. You've probably noticed that this orc is gonna die soon, and also that my voice is changing completely throughout this whole video. If you made it this far, I congratulate you. Healing up my wounds, I finally decide to fish some more. And let me tell you, fishing takes a long time. It takes a long, long time. You can't just catch salmon, or catch steel war axes, or keep catching up things for 5 hours a day. Finally catching the pogfish, I decided it was time to return and turn in my quest. And wouldn't you know it, Swims in Deep Water had yet another fishing list for me to do. But this time, he also wanted me to fish up his hat. I double checked just to make sure he didn't have any extra work, and it turned out he did. Thanks. Ran to my favorite little fishy hole, and began the journey once again. 5 hours of fishing later, and I finally caught a salmon, some tankards, a longfish, and I kinda messed up and didn't catch her, me catching his hat. But here it is, me in all of my complete glory. The Fisherman Extreme. Time to return to the old fishing hole, but this time kind of at a sunset. Or sunrise, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of, it's pretty, alright? Let's be honest. This is like, it's one of my favorites. And this being my first, like, fishing rain exercise is great. I love the transition between clear skies to rainy. And I caught a spade tail. So, there you go. I fished in the rain for a while, and eventually caught a catfish. I ended up being so excited that I decided to fish even longer in the rain, possibly catching pneumonia. Invigorating content when I catch this bad boy, that spade tail. Decided to return to the original fishing pole that I first pulled a fish out of, and found another imposter. She's gonna die. Decided to go ahead and fish and leave her be for now. And I caught a river Betty. Decided that never mind, it was time for her to die, and promptly tried to execute her. I stole all of her clothes, got encumbered, and decided that Archmage Zargo could carry some more of my shit. I picked up a rock wobbler egg as I walked into Falkreath. Met the Jarl because I believed that this is where I wanted my house to be. Decided it was time to go get my new fishing book because I love books. While I was in Riften, I went ahead and picked up his bitch-ass mead that he wanted because that Jarl's an asshole and wouldn't just get up and go get himself some. Returned to the Jarl's fucking house, just found out that he's not there, so I had to sit there and wait. Getting him out of bed, and I finally gave him his mead right after he slept. Having to do a little bit more work, I had to go kill a bandit leader before I could actually become his Thane. Making my way to the bandit chief, I beat the shit out of her promptly. Waking the Jarl up out of sleep yet again, telling him that I killed the leader of Knife Point Ridge so that I could finally buy a house from him. He invited me to be his Thane. I said it would be an honor, but I had to help 3 people and said, I think I could probably buy a house. I ended up buying that house right then and there. And something very painful happened to me. Not only did I lose $5,000, I also found out 4 hours later that this house right here, this beautiful, majestic, built next to a lake house, the Lake House Manor, or whatever the hell it was called, it was really awesome, to be honest with you. It looks great, the inside looked great. I walked over and found out, this is me finding out, that you can't build a fish hatchery. You can't build a fish hatchery, you can't be a fisherman. So, I took the L and loaded a save from earlier. Going to Morthal, because this is actually where the only houses that you could build a fishery is available. Talking to the Jarl and figuring out that she doesn't even want to sell me the house until the civil war in Skyrim is resolved. Because fuck me, I have to go do another side quest. Making my way to Solitude to join the fucking Imperials. Joining the fucking Imperials. Because General Tullius said so. Jumping off a cliff because I fucking hate doing side quests. Killing my horse on the fucking cliff because, wow, watch me fall. Honestly, I just love the ragdoll physics. It's great. I fucking love it. And just boop, boop, boop. It's fantastic. Fantastic. It's one of my favorite things to do is dead. Standing up after betraying my horse because, you know what? Fuck it, I can buy another one. And guess what? I even got rewarded for killing my horse. Joining the Imperial at the base camp. Getting told that it's time to go. Getting talked to with a nice pep talk from General Tullius, totally inspiring me and the boys. Making sure that I kill Ulfric Stormcloak with my fishing pole. I made my way back to the High Moon Hall to talk to the Jarl. And she finally wanted to give me a quest so that I could finally buy her damn house. Starting the Late of Rest questline was honestly really easy. I killed a vampire and avenged a ghost girl and her mom. It was honestly a lot of fun, kinda tragic. After a really long loading screen, I finally made it back to the Jarl, and guess what she had to say? Finding another fisherman in town, I was tempted to kill him and steal his shit. First I tried pickpocketing him and decided he was probably a essential NPC and could not die at this time. I helped not one, not two, but 3 different people in their bullshit tasks to finally complete the quest to become the Thane. I finally was able to buy a house in Morthal, but guess what? The house wasn't built. I found this really attractive nice lady that I recently found out was a vampire coming out of the water during daylight. Not suspicious. Bought myself a new horse and decided, it's not time for me to buy a new horse. I can summon a horse if I just spent a little time and effort. I could make my way all the way back.
Zargo was having such fun. Ah, well.
So we finally said goodbye to Archmage Jizargo. Said hello to the Dawnstar DLC, started the Awakening quest as well. Stabbed my hand on a funny little button, solved a stupid puzzle. Purple magic is awesome, but the puzzle was stupid. You just slide some poles around, like really? Finally meeting Serena, we also get to go back to her house. At her house, later on, her dad introduces us at a weird family dinner get-together that honestly is kind of awkward and shouldn't be repeated. I made my way out of Solstheim. Yep, that's right, I completed most of that content just to get this horse, because you know what? Fuck you, I wanted to ride up here on my house to Windstand Manor on my new horse, because I didn't want to spend thousands of dollars on horses. It was stupid. Made my way back to the Rift and Fishery, unlocked it with my key. I walked over and finally got that book that I meant to come get earlier, so that I could complete the rest of my rain fishing questline. It was a fun time fishing in the rain. Lots of fun catching catfish and catching a bunch of stuff over here with the old pearlfish. Fishing with, Archmage Jizargo again was great, man. Getting him back was awesome. Ooh, caught a juvenile mud crab. Fishing in the rain for a little while longer, I caught a spadetail. Fishing in the Arctic area, I ended up catching an Arctic grayling and becoming over-encumbered. I then caught an angler larva, which I didn't have to catch till later. I caught a cod, which also I didn't have to catch till later. Traveling all the way back to where I once was, I decided to loot this sack and eat some apples. Realizing that I honestly was back where I was, I decided to re-loot that chest. My game was getting a little bit unstable at this point for some reason, so I decided to do quite a bit of fishing. In my final bout with fishing in the rain, I finally pulled a spadefish out of the lake. I returned to Swims in Deep Water, only to not return his hat because I really wanted to keep his damn hat. He gave me his favorite fishing rod, and I asked him if I was ready for the next challenge. He told me no. He told me straight up, he said, no, you're not ready. So I had to go check with Vivarior again. Completing her juvenile mud crab quest, I asked her if she had anything else to go on. She gave me a shitty little bounty for glassfish, and I found out there was a giant outside my house. He didn't really want to do much though, he just kind of sat there and I just kind of waved my hands at him. Went back, caught a spadefish by hand in a lake. Went back and caught a spadefish under a waterfall, then turned it in so that I could get the reward. Went back to fishing out of a lake, and quickly obtained a glassfish. Turned that glassfish into an alchemist so that she can turn invisible. Went back to Vivarior and got a bounty on a goldfish. Oh, look at that little snippet crab. Killed the bandit on my travels in a really sick way. Found Mara's Eye Pond, because fuck yeah. After killing the local inhabitants of Mara's Eye Pond, I found a goldfish. Decided to go back and pick up another one, because fuck nature. Gave the goldfish to the little girl, and was promptly told to follow her to where she was going to stash it at. She put it in a water trough. Accidentally not hitting record when you were supposed to. Going back to Morthal to talk to Brutus, and happening upon a dragon. Finally talking to Brutus about this little wager that we were going to make for a fishing contest, and wagered 100 gold because fuck it. Waiting around for Brutus to finally show up, we get ambushed. I run back over to the dead body and pick up his stuff. After dispatching him, a dragon reappeared at my feet. Oh no! Oh no, the dragon breathes ice! Finally killing the dragon, looting his body and becoming over-encumbered, I finally absorbed a dragon soul. Finally reading Brutus's journal, it told me to fish up Brutus's lost ring, which I promptly did by putting my pole in the lake and instantly pulling up his fucking ring. Getting the final quest from Favariver, she told me about a mud crab attack. Trying to talk with Swims in Deep Water, he told me that I still wasn't ready, so I was faced with a dilemma. I had to fight the mud crabs. I started off by stealthing in with my vampire ability. They came out of the water slowly at first. And then, all hell broke loose. I immediately had regretted my decision to come fight these mud crabs unprepared. I thought, hey, it was just a couple of fucking mud crabs, not these frenzied fucking giant leaping monsters of destruction. Look how fast they are, they can't even run away. Needless to say, after a long drawn-out processed battle, I eventually gave in. That was the last nail in the coffin. It was time to completely fucking destroy Skyrim with all of the abilities at my capability powers and everything else, cause fuck Skyrim, it's time to make a super potion. I did a little loop with the potions and the enchanting, and now I have a ring that allows me to do something fucking ridiculous. And we're gonna make a potion of damage health for 15,000 damage. Now this is a complete one-off thing, but in combat with these monstrous pieces of shit, not only now do I not have any way of dying since I have 15 billion health, I can also one-hit anything at my choice at any given time. That means I still have a viable playthrough. Anything that has way too much health in it, I can't kill. Making my way back to Riften to talk to Ver, I told her that I completed her stupid little quest of getting the shit kicked out of me, and she told me that she had some more work for me. I went back to Swims in Deep Water and asked him if I was ready. He told me I was, and I told him I'd be back. I read his little note about the little thing, and then went back and got the fish mastery book and read up on that. Going back to my awesome fish pond, I decided it was time to take a little break and enjoy the scenery. That's pretty much what my character did the whole time. I messed around with the fish hatchery a little bit. Put in angler larva. In retrospect, I could have put more in, but I didn't. I put them all in. Made it to Hell's Folly, which was a shipwreck, because I needed something in there. An Arctic char. I completed the entire quest because I had already caught all the Arctic fish beforehand. I told him I was ready for the next challenge, and he said, yes you are. Go underground, boy. Managed to get back to one of the starting dungeons. I cut this bitch's head off because fuck her. Making my way downtown, I finally found out that my best friend is the cave. It's not only peaceful, it's also beautiful and mob-free once you clear it out. It honestly is one of the best fishing experiences you can have in this game. Sitting here next to this beautiful waterfall, just big chillin'. For an hour, I caught my vampire fish on my very first cast because on one of my other casts, I finally caught the tripod spiderfish. Mistakenly picked up Meridian's beacon, and you get to suffer with this loud-ass voice with me, because fuck holy shit it's so fucking loud.
Touches the beacon.
Warp through this way to try to get down to Blackreach because fuck me, I wanted to go get that Elder Scroll so bad. Thought I was trapped for a little bit, found a lever, and got out. Made my way up the 9,000 steps on my beautiful horse, just so that I could be told by the Greybeards that I wasn't good enough, and that they didn't like me. Tried warping through again at a different spot with a bowl. Gave up really quickly and decided we're going in the old-fashioned way. Went in the old-fashioned way and found the other side of that hole that I was trying to get through. Had to go back through the dungeon for Gisargo, and finally made it to Blackreach. Obtained a glass catfish and had to return to Riverbutt. Decided to fish in the river instead because you know what? I like fishing. Used out my new fishing pole and caught an angelfish. Fuck yeah. Decided to throw all those fish in my fish hatchery. Went back to fishing inside of the deep, dark, dank cavern for a dire fish and for one of the most elusive fish in the entire game. That's right, the rockfish. Oh wait, it's a scorpion fish? Also called a Laterius anethithithis, because I can't say that word, because my hatchery is now full of all the cool fish. I returned back and decided to gather them all. Finally returning to swims in deep water for one last time, I told him, "Here is your fish." He said, "You're good, bruh. You good." On my travels, I gained a new shell. Got shouted at by the Greybeards. Decided that Alduin needed to fucking die, so I fast stepped into Sovngarde. It wouldn't let me pick up the staff, so I said fuck it and decided to jump in anyway. I ran through the steam like a man because I am a man. Got scared by Alduin. And then finally just said, you know what, you gon' die, Dragon Rend. Didn't have any footage of me actually killing him, so I decided to use this footage instead of me getting shouted back to the Eternal Rain. Told him I was fulfilling my Dragonborn destiny, and he told me go fuck myself, as he flew away forever. Finally made it to the end of the Dragonborn DLC to watch Mirak die. It was awesome. I ate his soul. It was such a great game, and such a great playthrough, let me tell you. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. It took forever. It really did. It really did.